Don't see intention behind other people's mistakes. Now, three kinds of perfections are there. One is perfection in action. Another is perfection in speech. The third is perfection in feeling, how you feel inside. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is rare to find all perfection in one place. It's not difficult, but rare. Some may be very good in their actions, but inside they feel very grumpy and angry. Then, though they are doing wonderful thing outside, it is not perfect. Some may tell lies in their work. That is, speech may not be perfect, but they do their job right. Or they feel right. Inside, their feeling is very good. A doctor may tell a patient, no, don't worry, your disease will be cured, or you will become better. But you may not become better. Doctor knows that. At certain time, doctor says that lie. So his speech is not perfect, but his intention behind that. Like a young baby comes and asks, a boy or girl asks, where did you bring this other baby in the home? You say, stock brought the baby. You have told a lie to the baby, but that baby cannot grasp anything beyond. So you have said a lie. Speech was imperfect, but the intention, feeling behind that was perfect. If someone tells a lie with a bad intention, then both the feeling is imperfect, speech is imperfect, and action, will reflect that. Are you getting what I'm saying? Is it too complicated? Suppose someone does a mistake, and if you look at the mistake and if you feel angry at the mistake, you are not any better than the person who has done a mistake. Because that action, that perfect person's action was imperfect, but your feeling became imperfect, so you have come on the same boat. Action can never be perfect. Any action will have a flaw here or there, now and then. But the feeling, when it becomes imperfect, it stays for a long period. Innermost perfection is lost. Getting? Is it clear? So when you see an imperfect, say injustice done to somebody, how you deal with it. If you inside boil injustice, then you have become more imperfect. At least protect your inner perfection and the perfection in the speech. Then you are able to deal with the imperfection outside. Do you get what I'm saying? First, most priority is inner perfection, that's inner peacefulness. Now, usually what we do, we go from one imperfection to another imperfection. Someone is greedy, you are angry about their greediness. Well, that person is greedy, but you are not less than that. You are not bringing the purity in you, but you are changing the flavor of impurities. Are you getting what I'm saying? Change of distortion does not bring perfection. But normally everyone does this. They just change the distortions. Lust becomes anger. Anger becomes jealousy or greed or arrogance or delusion. We are just roaming from one imperfection to another imperfection in that case. Is that clear? At all costs, save the mind. And how you deal with that mind is to see that every action is happening according to some laws. So when you look into different actions, you find imperfections, but don't let those imperfections enter into your heart, your being, and you become angry. Most of these people who fight for rights, human rights, not human, feminine rights or whatever. Okay, you are fighting for right, but inside you are all messed up. You are angry. When your anger is no better than lust, is worse than lust. Jealousy is worse than anger. It's no better than anger. All these imperfections, 6 imperfections, you think one is better than the other? It's not. Do you see what I'm saying? And sadhana is to maintain that and not to be shaken by a small little event here, another event there, another event there. Someone scolds you, scorns at you. Okay, their speech is imperfect. Don't see that their feeling is also imperfect. Don't see intention behind other people's mistakes. Do you see what I'm saying? When we see intention behind other people's mistake, then the mind is reeling again in more impurities. Replacing one impurity by another impurity does not make anything pure or better. Makes things worse. Does it make sense? So that's why it's a vikara. Vikara means distortions. Prakriti and Vikriti. The whole creation is made up of nature and distortion of nature. Anger is not our nature. It is distortion of our nature. Jealousy is not our nature. It is distortion of nature. Why we call this impure, Why anger, greed, jealousy, lust is impure? Why? They're all there in the nature, isn't it? You just tease a dog, how angry it gets. You tease a child, how angry it becomes. And lust is there in the nature. Everything is coming out of lust only. Everybody is born out of lust. Desires are there. This is part of creation. But why we call it distortion? Why they are impure? Why? Because they do not allow the self to shine forth. Sin is that which does not bring the spirit inside to shine forth fully. Do you get it? Anything you do, if it some way dampens the self to shine forth, dampens the sincerity that we talked yesterday, the nature of self to shine forth, then that we call sin. Sin is not your nature. You are not born out of sin. Sin is just the wrinkles in the cloth. It needs proper ironing. Straightens it all out. Why lust is a sin? You know why lust is sin? Because in lust, you do not consider the other person as life. You do not honor the life. You use them like an object. You make them an object of your enjoyment. So you are somewhere overshadowing or not looking at the self in the other person. This is the only reason lust is sinful. Love is the reverse of it. In love, there is surrender. You see the other person as divine, as higher. You elevate a matter into the level of spirit. An idol you worship, it is a stone, it's a matter, but when you worshipping it, it has become no more just an idol, a statue or a picture. It has become a living reality. You have given life to it.